Hey team, how we doing? Let's talk about hiring. So I have a lot of funnel builders talk to me about their refusal to hire or their uncomfortableness with hiring. And the reason this will kill your business is because you can't be expected to do everything. Most people, when I talk to them about hiring, they immediately put their defenses up and they say things like, well, 1, I can't afford to hire. 2, I don't know how to hire someone. And 3, I don't want to run a large team. First of all, no one's asking you to run a large team. And a large team is dozens or even hundreds of people. If you had a team of 4 or 5, you could comfortably get to 4 million a year using that same model, right? That's sort of what the maths works out to be. You can go a lot higher, but that works out to be the maths for it. The number one piece of advice that most business owners who have set this up before say to me after they've done it, and if you look at any business, the number one thing they'll say is, I wish I had hired quicker. Now, in the past, you might have hired people and it's been a disaster. We've all hired designers, developers, agencies, freelancers, copywriters that have been shit. We've hired virtual assistants and online specialists who have been shit. That happens, but that's not a reason to not hire someone. Imagine if one of your customers gave that as an excuse to you, like, well, I've hired marketing agencies and funnel builders before and they were garbage. Would you go, oh, okay, fair enough. Yep, we'll leave that then. Of course you wouldn't. So there's an interesting paradox when it comes to hiring, which is where in the same thought process, people will say, I don't want to hire for something I can do because I have a particular way of doing it and no one quite does it to my level of skill. So therefore, I don't want to hire someone else to do that. It would take way too long to train them. They wouldn't get it quite right. And it's quicker for me to do it myself. And then in the exact same vein, they say, well, I don't want to hire people to do the things that I don't want to do or that I can't do because I wouldn't know how to train them. I wouldn't know who to hire. I wouldn't know how to measure results. And if I don't want to do it, I feel a bit bad hiring someone else to do it. I'm like, well, you can't have both of those, can you? The reality is, I'm really sorry, you're not that special. If you've learned to do something, I'll guarantee that someone else can learn how to do it. What it actually is, when you say, I don't want to hire someone who does what I do, is that your identity is tied to that particular task. And you fear that if you give someone else that task, it takes away a piece of your identity. It takes away a piece of your defining characteristics of who you are. And that's very, very scary, right? I'm now happy to say that I'm not the best funnel builder. I'm not even the best salesperson in my team anymore, right? So allay those fears if you can. And when it comes to hiring for things that you can't do or don't do, yes, sometimes that can be difficult, but it doesn't mean that the resources aren't out there. I am terrible with numbers and bookkeeping, which is why Jar coming on board has been such a blessing, because she has just completely revolutionized how often and how we are measuring our numbers. If you're thinking, well, what do I hire for? Then what you need to do is create a stop list. We've all got to-do lists. I've got mine here on the board. You also need a stop list. What is the core function that you're going to be doing every single day and that you should be doing? And therefore, what are the things you do every day that aren't those things? For example, your email inbox, someone else should be taking care of that. Editing, producing, uploading content, someone else should be producing that. Sales, potentially, someone else should be doing that. Copywriting, content creation, design, development, all of that, someone else should be taking care of. Not in one day. You're not going to hire everyone in one day and get taken care of in one day. It is a slow process. It doesn't happen immediately, but it does happen overnight. Don't be afraid to hire for your job. The stuff that you are known for doing. Don't be afraid to do that. Michelangelo sure as hell didn't paint every single inch of the Sistine Chapel. He had a team of people painting for him. All the greats did. So don't be afraid to do that. And on the side of hiring people to do things that you're not good at, if you take the time to understand what the results are that you would like from those tasks, you might find a hidden gem and someone who adds massive value to the business. So you need to be able to hire. And frankly, to do any of the content or courses or programs or training that we do at Sell Your Service, you need to be opening to hiring. Let me know if you have team members, if you have multiple team members, if you're thinking about it, let me know in the comments down below. If you want to jump on a one-on-one call and maybe brainstorm some ideas about what's preventing you from hiring, I'd love to do that. So hit me up in the comments. In the meantime, guys, I will see you on the next video. Have courage, commit, and take action.